Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to go through Arryn's abilities from Drakantos. She is the Mystic Archer and a damage archetype. She wields a bow and does a lot of ranged DPS from a distance and has a little bit of utility but mostly straightforward damage. So please keep in mind this is from the closed beta test. These skills are subject to change. The values may be different and the effects may be different as well, so do keep that in mind. But as a damage class, she is probably going to be pretty safe with what she does. It just might be the numbers that change really. So let's go ahead and get right into it here. So starting out, we've got her dash ability. This is her movement / defensive, like the spacebar skill on here. It basically just jumps her forward, gives her a little bit of damage reduction, but it's really just to kind of get out of the way, get clear from some enemies, or maybe catch up with the rest of the group. The first orb's going to give her some charges on the ability, but increase the cooldown. This is pretty standard with these abilities here. And then the next orb is going to basically increase the distance there, so she's going to jump further ahead or further to catch up, further away from danger. And the next orb is going to give her an attack increase if she does a perfect timing there, and a little bit of extra movement speed for 6 seconds, so it is a way to kind of increase the damage output she can do. And then the last orb is going to give her a shield and a little bit of movement speed as well on a perfect time dodge there. So a little bit of defensiveness there and some movement speed to go along with it. These orbs seem to be pretty consistent from class to class, with two perfect timing orbs, a greater distance orb, a movement speed orb, that kind of thing. Her basic damage ability, again, is a single target damage there. Just hits one target, and then the two orbs, just like other basic attacks, are going to increase the cast speed of it. This one does 20%, and then the third orb is going to give her an additional 25% here. So it's going to give a little bit of a higher boost to start out with, and then it still caps at a 25% increased cast speed. Her next ability here is going to be Power Shot, where she shoots a magic arrow and deals damage to all enemies in an area. And this is something where you can either target an enemy and cast it or hold to aim. And the first orb on this ability is going to basically give her arrow shot, her basic attack, a follow-up shot to all the enemies nearby there. So she can do this and then use the basic shot and turn that basic shot into an AoE damage area there. And then the third orb is basically going to allow her to aim a little bit quicker, because the aim function in this game, it does kind of move a little bit slow if you're aiming it. This basically allows you to aim a little bit quicker. That dial's going to move faster for you. Her next ability is called Enhanced Ricochet. Arryn fires an enhanced magical arrow at a designated area, causing it to ricochet and hit all enemies within range. And you can hold to aim this as well, so it kind of bounces between different enemies nearby the target there. The first orb on there is going to cause it to do a larger area, so the enemies can be spread out more and hit more enemies potentially with this. You can still hold to aim it. And then the final one is going to do where she puts the arrow in the ground instead, so she fires it into the ground, and then after a little bit it pulls everything around it in and draws them to the center and deals damage that way. So it's a little bit more utility there for this ability. Then her next ability is Tactical Retreat. She jumps backwards and shoots a magical arrow forward, and then enemies that walk near the arrow receive a mark and get 20% attack reduction and movement speed reduction for 60 for 8 seconds there. Marked enemies also receive an additional magic shot from any damage that they receive, dealing extra damage up to 3 times, and that lasts 8 seconds. With the first orb, this changes this to where it just becomes like a multi-shot. She jumps backwards and unleashes a flurry of arrows forward, striking all enemies in the area and dealing damage as an AoE here. And the third option is to change this to a line AoE here. She kind of shoots everything in a line, and these line AoEs, they deal damage in a straight line, and then to the tiles next to them, gives them that attack reduction, movement speed reduction, still marks them, so it's still same as the original ability, but instead of shooting it in an area, she shoots it in a line, so kind of narrows the scope a little bit more to shoot a further amount, but just in a smaller area there. And then for her final ability, Arroluna's Arrow, she imbues her arrow with ancient magic taught by the royal family by Arreluna through the generations and shoots it forward, dealing damage to all enemies hit and pushing them away. So this is another line AoE here, but it is a larger line, and it also does a pushback as well. It does greater damage, pushes things back. Obviously it's like her ultimate DPS ability here. So this is going to kind of wrap it up for Arryn's abilities. I didn't see too many people playing this character throughout the closed beta test. I did see some people playing. I played a very small amount. I was kind of honestly unimpressed by her early toolkit here. Her dash ability, her single shot ability, her arrow here. They were just unimpressive to me. It was hard to really get into the class. I did see some people playing it at higher levels, but it really kind of tapered off. I think the general consensus was it was a little underwhelming for her damage output and the amount of work. It was kind of tricky to be able to aim the marked arrow, so that might be something that caused people to not play her as much. She still has potential for some utility here, especially with the ricochet arrow, being able to kind of hit a lot of monsters in a larger area, or being able to draw them in. I could see combining that with her Arreluna's arrow as well, to kind of draw them in and then push them all back. So there are utility potentials with her toolkit. It just seems like, at least at those early levels, when I was trying her out, it's very slow, very felt a little clunky, hard to really aim that arrow well with that. So it was just easy to just be like, I'm just going to try the next class and see what that's like. So if you played her during the beta, let me know what you think, because I'd be interested in seeing how other people feel who maybe played longer than just getting her level 2. So if you did play her, let me know what you think in the comments down below here. I'd be more than happy to hear what you have to say about that. And until then, we'll go ahead and end the video here, and we'll just see you in the next one, all right?